From the hangar in Lancaster, California, I'm Jacobo.
And I'm Ryan.
This week in our city, the grand opening of Fairfield Inn, the Antelope Valley Transit Authority hitting 10 million miles, Lancaster's defensive driving class, race communications coming to the city.
The Museum of Art and History's temporary closure, local sauna and salt spa Heat and Halo, the newest hotel available for visitors to Lancaster and the Antelope Valley area had its inaugural grand opening on Thursday, January 25th. The Fairfield Inn and Suites by Marriott, located off of 20th Street West, offers beautiful and spacious rooms for its guests, with options ranging from king or queen guest rooms all the way to executive suites, which include additional living areas with a sofa bed and a second HD TV. Aside from the clean and comfortable rooms made available to its guests, the Fairfield Inn and Suites also offers exclusive amenities, including complimentary breakfast service, a state-of-the-art fitness room, meeting rooms, and an indoor pool which allows the hotel's guests to enjoy a refreshing swim regardless of the climate outdoors. Lancaster Councilmember Ken Mann was there to present the Fairfield Inn and Suites with an honorary certificate from the City Council, recognizing this great achievement. L28 had a chance to speak with Councilmember Mann at the event about the positive impact that businesses, such as the new Fairfield Inn and Suites, have on our local economy. Councilmember Mann is also the chairman of Destination Lancaster, an organization of professionals representing the city of Lancaster, the Antelope Valley Fair and Events Center, the Antelope Valley Chambers of Commerce, and the Lancaster hotel industry. He told us all about Destination Lancaster and their mission to improve the tourism experience here in Lancaster by highlighting the best that our city has to offer. Let's hear what Councilmember Mann had to say. Mr. Mann, what does it feel like and what does it mean to the city of Lancaster for developers like Nelson Mamie continuing to invest in our community?
This is real exciting. This is his second hotel, and while we were doing the ribbon cutting, he proceeded to tell me they're getting ready to do a third hotel on the lot next door. So you talk about it. It's exciting news for the city of Lancaster. So this is our newest addition to Destination Lancaster, and I just hope that we continue this role.
Also in attendance was Executive Director of Destination Lancaster, Mark Hemstreet. With an extensive background of working 25 years in hotel and restaurant management and a decade of experience in hotel real estate, Hemstreet spoke with L28 about what excites him most about Destination Lancaster, as well as the latest addition to our region's hospitality industry, their Fairfield Inn and Suites in Lancaster. Mr. Hemstreet, we wanted to ask you a little bit about Destination Lancaster. Can you tell us a little bit about what it is and what the motivations or goals are of this organization?
Yeah, Destination Lancaster is what we call a DMO, or a destination marketing organization. We were formed by the hotels and the city. So the city and the hotels felt that they wanted a marketing arm for them that could bring people into our city. So that's what we do. We go out and we find great things to do, great events to show off. We talk about the Poppy Fest. We talk about the air show that we had. We might talk about the fair that was upcoming in the fall. And we also talk about, like, we have 5 different wineries in town. So we can book you a wine tour. Stay the night, stay the weekend, and have some fun while you're here. Great restaurants, some great wineries, some great events to go to. We have a great LPAC that we take people to. So yeah, we just get to advertise.
In this next interview, L28 spoke with real estate developer Nelson Mamie, president of Mamie Investment Corporation. Not only is Mr. Mamie the owner of the Fairfield Inn and Suites, as well as the Town Place Suites next door, he is also the owner of the shopping center, which both hotels are located in. He shared his motivation for investing in our community, what he's learned in his decades of experience, and much more. Nelson, you invested not only in this hotel that we're celebrating the grand open for, but also the hotel adjacent to us, the Marriott there, the shopping center adjacent to here, and also the vacant land surrounding these hotels. I'm curious, what motivated you to invest in our community here in Lancaster?
Well, actually, we've been investing in the Antelope Valley for the last, since the 60s, actually. And really got involved in Palmdale, Lancaster in the 80s. Buying land and office buildings and retail centers. And then when this piece of land came available about 20 years ago, we purchased it with the intent of developing it. And so the first project was the Town Place Suites by Marriott next door. And then we developed the retail center in front of it. We just finished the beautiful Fairfield Inn here. And in the next 6 months, we hope to start a Courtyard by Marriott next door. We've also have a medical office building planned for the site, along with Starbucks and a bunch of restaurants coming in and more retail. So we're very, very excited. Lancaster has been a wonderful place to do business. The city has been extremely cooperative with us in helping us grow this particular site and other sites that we have in the city.
For more information about the availability at the Fairfield Inn and Suites, visit their website at marriott.com and enter Lancaster, California in the destination search bar. Or for assistance over the phone, give them a call at 661-902-2030.
Earlier this year, we brought you coverage of the Antelope Valley Transit Authority's latest clean energy achievement, when they further reduced all carbon emissions to net zero with their all-new electric commuter fleet, which was released back in 2022. This historic feat came off the heels of an already impressive track record, considering that the AVTA successfully developed the first all-electric bus fleet in North America back in 2020. Fast forward to today, and the Antelope Valley Transit Authority, or AVTA for short, has gone on to set the standard in public transportation with the largest 100% green and fully sustainable battery-operated fleet of vehicles in the nation. The fleet now includes 57 BYD all-electric zero-emission buses, 10 Green Power EV Star micro-transit vans, and 20 MCI battery-electric commuter coaches that safely and sustainably add to an already impressive amount of electric miles driven. The AVTA services all the residents who call the Antelope Valley home, including the city of Lancaster, Palmdale, and unincorporated areas of northern Los Angeles County, such as Pearl Blossom, Little Rock, and Lake Los Angeles. That's why the AVTA was excited to unveil their latest update at the first board meeting of the year, which took place on Tuesday, January 24th, announcing that they have successfully accomplished another historic milestone by passing the 10 million electric mile mark. When speaking about the significance of accomplishing such a feat and what health benefits this transition has had on the local community, AVTA Chairman of the Board and Vice Mayor of the City of Lancaster, Marvin Chris, stated, "This is big. No one has come close to these numbers, and those 10 million electric miles, approximately 2.5 million gallons of diesel fuel have been saved. That equates to a net savings of $3,375,000 in fuel costs after paying for electricity. Additionally, the 10 million all-electric miles represent a carbon footprint reduction of more than 59.4 million pounds of CO2 and 187,000 pounds of particulate matter." Dating back to February of 2016, the AVTA Board of Directors voted to award a contract to BYD to manufacture their fleet of electric buses over a 5-year period at BYD's facility, which is located here in Lancaster. BYD is a leading automotive technology company that has established itself as an industry leader in electronics, automotives, renewable energy, and rail transit, which mirrored the AVTA's pioneering ambition of producing the first fleet of battery-operated buses in the nation. This innovative project has created a smarter, greener transit system that serves and connects the Antelope Valley and surrounding areas extending south into the Los Angeles basin. The AVTA provides public transit, commuter and dial-a-ride services to a booming population of more than 475,000 residents. When tending to all the transportation services throughout the Antelope Valley, the AVTA's total service area covers roughly 1,200 square mile radius, which is bordered by the Kern County line to the north, San Bernardino County line to the east, the Los Angeles National Forest to the south, and Interstate 5 to the west. So the next time you ride a local transit or dial-a-ride, you'll be helping the ongoing fight of climate change both locally and nationally, as the Antelope Valley Transit Authority continues to set the standard. To learn more about AVTA's zero-emission transportation services, you can visit their website at www.avta.com. What do you think about that? 10 million miles.
That is really an achievement. And I mean, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around that figure, right? And what really stood out to me personally was the 187,000 pounds of particulate matter in the air. I mean, we saved all of that from affecting, basically the breathing quality of our
People
citizens.
with asthma, just like you said, breathing quality, the air quality. I think it's really great because not only are we pushing to more sustainable practices, but like you said, we're making our communities healthier, and it's a step in the right direction.
Absolutely. We're elevating the quality of living in the high desert, and I couldn't be prouder.
Don't go anywhere. When we return from the break, we'll be talking about the City of Lancaster's defensive driving class and Race Communications bringing fiber internet to residents here in the AV.
Welcome back to L28. This next segment, we'll be taking a look at why the City of Lancaster's Public Safety Department is creating a defensive driving course for residents. In 2020, there were 102 fatalities as a result of 94 fatal car accidents in the Antelope Valley. These figures come from Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department traffic investigator Matthew Davis from the following year in 2021. According to that 2021 report, deadly crashes in the Antelope Valley were more than double the rate of previous years. The greatest contributing factor to these rates? Speeding. If we can decrease the speed, we can change the mindset of everyone who drives in the Antelope Valley. We can effect some change, Davis said. Referencing information from local traffic agencies, the City of Lancaster's Public Safety Department says there's been a downward trend of safety driving measures in our city over the last 7 years. In an effort to flatten the curve of these alarming rates, the Public Safety Department is taking a proactive approach and is working on the development of free defensive driving classes to help reduce dangerous occurrences on the road. They will be utilizing traffic data along with feedback from the community in order to reach the greatest amount of local residents and participants. These courses would offer residents the opportunities to learn strategies to overcome negative psychological factors, such as stress, fatigue, emotional distress, and other factors which contribute to fatal collisions, such as road rage. They believe a defensive driving class can provide instruction on developing a positive attitude and increase the driver's focus while driving. Currently, the Department of Public Safety is researching how they can better improve safety on the roads of Lancaster by preparing an instructional course to help drivers overcome dangerous conditions or scenarios. The department is asking the public to help by participating in a survey to better assess the needs of the community. This first-hand feedback will be used to coordinate the scheduling and availability of this preparedness course. Stephanie Cordero from the city's Public Safety Department spoke with L28, and she told us that the frequency and availability of these free classes will be determined by the outcome of the current and ongoing survey. Right now, their goal is to reach a couple hundred local participants via the defensive driving effort. The details of the class are to be determined, but she stated that there will be citywide promotion informing the public on how to enroll and about available dates once the class is confirmed. The survey, titled Public Safety Department Welcomes Your Input, can be accessed via the City of Lancaster's Instagram account at City of Lancaster CA, and will facilitate the Public Safety Department's efforts in ensuring the safety of our streets in Lancaster.
I think this is the perfect program because every year there's like new drivers coming up, right? A lot of kids are getting their driver's license, and sometimes you just need more experience to learn that, hey, you got to slow down or like drive a little safer. So I think all these classes are going to help out the local community a lot.
That's a great point because, my mind tends to go towards people who have been on the road already and, might need a little bit of a refresh on, safe driving. But you're 100% right. Who can benefit more than those drivers who are new to the roads, right?
New to the road,
Who need these techniques to kind of help prevent any dangerous conditions. So yeah, you're 100% right. There's, I think, a diverse population here that can benefit from that.
Race Communications, the newest fiber optic phone, cable, and internet provider, is finally here in Lancaster. Just to give a little background, Race Communications started out as just an IT company in the 90s in San Francisco. They conducted their very first fiber install in Boron, California, which is also the first fiber city in our state. From there, they've installed fiber in at least 17 cities, with Lancaster being their most recent. That's right, the first residential house citywide in Lancaster has been gigafied with the highest speeds. History was made on January 21st, 2023, as Race Communications installed internet at the first house in the city to receive speeds of up to 10 gigs per second. We caught up with Elsra Oshana, Elsie for short, and asked her about the decision making and the process overall.
So Elsie, thank you so much for being on L28 today. I wanted to know what led up to the decision to get Race Communications to install this 10 gig.
Well, we have to thank my son because he did a lot of research in terms of the internet. We wanted a better service, something that was fastest, and he did his part and recommended Race. We followed his advice, and here we are today.
Nice, that's awesome. Now, how was it today as they were in your home, as they were installing it? Can you tell us about the process, or what was the process like for you as a customer?
For me as a customer, it was really easy because, well, they come to your home, they're with all the equipment ready for use. You don't have to be prepared with anything. So they will bring everything to your house. They're going to make sure the installation is properly done. And we like it very much, the approach to the community, how they treat you. So it's really like to have family over while they are doing the install, right? That was a very nice experience. And then they're going to make sure your signal is properly working. So they're going to go around, map your home, show you where the signal is stronger, where it's weak, and they're going to go and cover those areas where it needs to be covered so you have a better service everywhere in your home. Well, to Lancaster, I definitely will recommend Race Communications. I like the company a lot. They came to the City Hall, and that was something that for us was a must to do. They introduced themselves to the community. They are helping us to develop these areas that has been forgotten by other business. So I think this is really, really good for all of us, and I hope other neighbors will get involved as well. And just go get the information. I'm recommending it, but don't believe me. Go find the information on the web.
As you heard in the interview, the process for installation is streamlined and easy. To gain the product and services, there's a 4-step process. Number 1, order the product you want, either online or by phone. Number 2, the follow-up to hone in on the details. Number 3, the drop, in which they bring the fiber to your home a few days later. And number 4, home equals gigafied. When you order a service, they will come out and install and ensure that it works marvelously. They ask you if you have someone 18 years or older present, restrain any pets, and do not cancel your old internet provider until everything is set up with Race Communications. Before we explain the packages, let's catch up with Race Communications representative at the first 10 gig install citywide to get more info about the process and the services.
Hey everyone, it's Brianna Herrera from L28, and I have 2 representatives from Race Communication with me. We have Chris and Malin. So can you tell me what we're doing here today?
It's Race's first install for 10 gig internet citywide.
Wow, that's amazing. So this is the first install, like you said, citywide in Lancaster. Can you tell me how Race Communications came from a different location, or what the history was of Race Communications that led them to be here in Lancaster?
Race started as an IT company in the early 90s in San Francisco. We then did a fiber project in Playa Vista. From there, we became a CLEC for the state of California. Did our first fiber install in Boron, California. That was the first fiber city in California. From there, we've grown to different areas of California. I can't remember how many different communities. Let's say at least 17. And now we're in Lancaster.
Wow, that's awesome. That's an interesting background too, to see also that Race Communications has been around for such a long time. Yeah, so can you give me a breakdown, or even the audience, a breakdown of the different services that Race Communication provides?
So Race has number 1, fiber internet, fiber direct into the home. That's into the modem, ONT, optical network terminal. We next have TV, which is wireless. And then we also offer phone service as well.
Okay, awesome. So different services that you can get, which is really great. And like you said, You have internet speeds that are extremely fast, some of the fastest, right? So then can you please, Malin, explain to us a little bit of what the sales process looks like? What will it look like for a customer if they do want, let's say, internet? What would be the steps or the process that they would go through?
Well, first they'd go onto race.com and they'd see if we're available in their area yet. And then if they see that we are, they can make an online order there. And then one of our representatives will call them and finish up the order. And then they can choose which speed they want. We go from 25 all the way up to 10G. That's 10,000 megabits per second. And then we also have a streaming television service as well.
That's amazing. So if someone didn't want to use the internet or they were just setting up their home for the first time, is there any other way of getting in contact with Race?
You can it's race.com, but also our phone number, which is 877-722-3833.
We're live in Lancaster. We're ready to go. We started our first install today, 10 gig. Did one this morning for 1 gig at 8 a.m. So ready for installs as of now.
Yes, absolutely. So go ahead and call Race Communications or go online if you're interested to see if they are servicing your area. This has been Brianna Herrera with L28. See ya.
Even Jason Cottle, the city manager, had this to say about Race Communications' expansion into Lancaster. Lancaster made history today. First city in the state to get 10 gigabyte service citywide. Also, you guys get it before Tehachapi because of their great staff. Yes, thank you for our continued partnership. You may be asking yourself, what services does Race Communications have available? Overall, Race Communications provides internet, cable, and phone services. The internet services they offer are basic broadband starting out at $35 a month, Gigafy starting at $70 a month, and Gigafy Plus rates starting at $120 per month. One of the great customer service highlights of Race Communications is their preventative approach to troubleshooting services issues by attempting to identify the problem before the problem reaches you. If a problem does occur, Race Communications states that they're on the job within 24 hours and can even troubleshoot virtually. Currently, they are only serving select areas of Lancaster, but do not worry. They plan to service the entirety of the city by 2024. If you would like to gain access to internet, phone, or cable via a new to Lancaster business utilizing fiber, you can visit www.race.com or call 887-722-3833.
You know, I am in serious need of Race Communications to come to my neighborhood. I think I'm suffering from like 1 megabyte per second speeds, which are just terrible.
You're in the Stone Age. You're just like trying to load a video and you're just sitting there for 5 minutes like.
Yeah, and you know, it reminds me of like the dial-up days, back when you had to either choose between browsing the internet or making a phone call.
And you could even hear that sound. Do you remember the dial-up sound? It's like,
How could I forget?
Yeah.
No, so Race Communications, if you're looking to gigify another home, I'll volunteer.
There's your man. When we return from the break, L28 will be bringing you a closer look at the Museum of Art and History's temporary closure for renovations and a highlight of local sauna and overall wellness, spa, heat, and halo.
Thank you for tuning into L28. In this next segment, we'll be highlighting Lancaster's Museum on the Boulevard and its temporary closure. The Lancaster Museum of Art and History temporarily closed its doors to the public in August of last year in order to improve its HVAC system, the system responsible for controlling the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning throughout the museum. Although maintaining a comfortable temperature for visitors is important, it also works well to preserve the materials within the museum. Oftentimes, pieces in a museum and the materials that they're made from can be sensitive to changes in temperature and humidity, which is why it's important to have a system in place that is able to effectively control the climate conditions within the facility. The renovations to the HVAC system in MOAH will be vital in bringing in more works of art that are sensitive to the environment they're in, while also helping to preserve and maintain the already existing collection. The improvements made are also a step to help in the process of being accredited through the American Alliance of Museums, who alongside the American Institute for Conservation help to set the guidelines and standards for standard care of museums and their pieces. The MOAH has completed the first step in this accreditation process. Despite the MOAH's temporary closure, fans of art, culture, and history in Lancaster are encouraged to visit the other institutions in the city which have changed their business hours to accommodate this temporary closure. The MOAH Cedar and Western Hotel Museum are both located on the boulevard. And on site at the Prime Desert Woodland Preserve is the Elise Clifford Interpretive Center, which brings guests closer to nature and provides different activities for people of all ages to take part in. To view the business hours of these establishments, you can visit moahcedar.org or lancastermoah.org. And in an effort to continue to bring art engagement to our community, a new program called MOAH on the Move was launched shortly after the MOAH's closure for renovations. This program started in October of 2022 and sought to bring residents to different parks all around Lancaster, including El Dorado Park, Tierra Bonita Park, Deputy Pierre Park, and even the Boulevard during the Justice Sunday celebration. The atmosphere at these events was fun and lively as guests and passers-by were encouraged to take part in the art-oriented activities, from taking a Polaroid photo and painting around the edges, to creating collage art and coloring in pages that were hand-drawn. Although the museum is scheduled to reopen in May, if there are any changes to the schedule, you can stay up to date with them by visiting the city's website, cityoflancasterca.gov, or by visiting the Museum of Art and History's website, lancastermoah.org. Welcome back to L28. We'll be concluding our episode today with an in-depth look at the services available at local sauna and salt spa, Heat and Halo. Located off of 20th Street West, Heat and Halo offers alternative and holistic treatments, bringing chromotherapy, aromatherapy, and halotherapy services to Lancaster with 7 infrared saunas and an enchanting salt room. They also have a treatment room with practitioners that offer many different energy healing techniques, offering options like Reiki, Foot Zone, and Aroma Touch. L28 spoke with owner of Heat and Halo, Janelle Roberts, and she told us about her inspiration for this business, the health benefits of the various services at Heat and Halo, and the obstacles they had to overcome since their original opening back in January of 2020. I have been interested and involved in the holistic healing field for more than 20 years, Roberts said, but it wasn't until I was involved in the Route 91 shooting in Las Vegas that I decided to pursue it more seriously. She told us how a visit to a sweat lodge gave her the idea, but it wasn't until she found out about infrared saunas that she realized how she could incorporate her interests into a business. According to Roberts, the sunlight in infrared saunas at Heat and Halo can raise the core body temperature around 3 degrees in a 30-minute session, and temperatures remain elevated for about 30 minutes afterwards. Last year, they added a harmonic egg, which provides a session in a large, resonant chamber that, according to Heat and Halo, delivers energy therapy that can help restore the body's balance and promote healing. They've also recently added cold plunge therapy to their list of services. These timed immersions in ice-cold water have generated so much interest that they began adding customers to a waiting list. Janelle Roberts expressed to us that Heat and Halo was created to promote self-healing. They want to spread awareness about the human body's tremendous capability to regenerate and how it's their goal to help people expedite this healing in an ambient and relaxed environment. If you'd like to stop by for a tour and see what they have to offer, Heat and Halo is located at 2010 West Avenue J8, Suite 111 in Lancaster, California. Give them a call at 661-941-9400 or visit their website at heatandhalo.com.
Well, thank you for tuning in to the City of Lancaster's news. I'm Huck Obel.
And I'm Ryan, and this has been
L28 News.